Collector with me, Jace, and today I wanted to cover a topic that a couple of people have not asked about directly. It was more surprise. It was mainly when the Prime 1 Gimli piece came up for pre-order, and a few people were quite surprised that I wasn't going for it, or I didn't seem to be overly interested in having it, which I don't suppose is that I'm not interested in having it. It's just that I prioritise things that I prefer to have, and yeah, for me it's the villains in Lord of the Rings. I just love them, and I suppose to a lot of people, because I know a lot of statue collectors, they like bright pieces that stand out, whereas I go the other way, and I've gone very much for dark pieces that, you know, they're all very dark, and sort of, so what's the appeal? So for me, I think it's, for starters, villains, in whether it's in story or film, are just more interesting. I just find them way more interesting. Their backstory is interesting. You generally always find out about a villain's backstory. It's rare they go into the hero's backstory. You know, it was like, you look at the original Star Wars trilogy, we never knew Han's background, not really. We knew he was a smuggler, that was it. It wasn't until years and years later they did that god-awful film on it, which I wish I'd never seen. And, you know, it was like even Indiana Jones, because I've got Harrison Ford in my head now, you know, it wasn't until the third film they showed him as a kid, you know, and it was like, so I always find villains are more interesting. They're more interesting to me. They are far more pivotal to the story as well. When you think about it, they're majorly pivotal. And I think, to be honest as well, hi, sorry about that, I'm back now and I've completely lost where I am. Also, remember to stick the lights on the Sauron behind me. So basically, yeah, so why am I drawn to the dark characters in Lord of the Rings, in as much as collecting them? It stems back because I think I've always found them interesting. I've always found the dark characters interesting, and certainly they have way more impact on people. That, you know, you look at marketing, you look at statues, and you think about, I mean, take Sauron here behind me, for example, and how popular he is, and this piece alone, you know, he's in Fellowship of the Ring for what, literally a couple of minutes as that. After that, he's just a presence through the rest of the films, and yet a marketer's wet dream, you know. And it's not a unique case. Lurtz, for example, who is in Fellowship again for a matter of minutes, he has barely any dialogue, but huge impact on that first film. He was a character created just for the film. Amazon, take note, incidentally, that's when creating a character for film or TV works, and there was a reason that they did it. And somebody coming to the door now. Sorry. Yeah, look how, hang on a minute, guys, let me get my brain back on track. So easily distracted. So Lurtz, yeah, minutes in a film. He was literally devised just for the Fellowship of the Ring, killed off at the end, virtually no dialogue, massive impact, huge marketing came off the back of him. You know, that's fantastic. Not the first time that's happened. You think, I'm thinking of the likes of Darth Maul in Phantom Menace, in the film for a few minutes, virtually no dialogue. How massively popular was he? Massively popular. That is the impact I feel that a good devised and thought out and designed villain has. Massively. Doesn't work with heroes, doesn't work with good guys. I can't think of one. You know, it was just this morning I was lying in bed having a brew, and I was just thinking about roughly what I was going to say today on this video, and the one that came in my head as a class example is Wedge Antilles from the original Star Wars trilogy. You know, this guy was in all three major battles. He was only in the film for a few minutes in each of the three films. He was in all three films. You know, he was the last X-Wing pilot left along with Luke, only pulled out because his rear top right engine got blown out. How many of you are going to go and check to see if I got that engine right? And first one to take down an AT-AT in Empire. He was the first one to get through to the Death Star core and get his proton torpedo off in Jedi. Where's all the merchandise on Wedge? Where's all the massive fan popularity for Wedge? It's not seen. Doesn't have the same impact. People like villains. I love villains. You know, certainly in fantasy, in sci-fi and fantasy, because they take a lot of thought and design goes into them. Whereas your hero tends to be your typecast, stereocast, shining teeth, great hair, strong jaw, very pretty, handsome, whatever, strong set of morals, and I find it boring. I just find it boring because even the people who sometimes write, unless you're sort of, well, actually I say right, when you read the book you do get obviously a more in-depth look, but it's not like they give us any history. They don't need to, because all they are is there to save the day. You know, it's like you think of all the James Bond films when they came out, all the way from Connery, all the way through. When was it that we actually got any backstory to Bond? I mean, you might have to correct me on that, but I can't ever remember in any of those early Bond films where you got any backstory to the main guy. You got loads of backstory to the villains. You never got any backstory to him. All you need to know was he was handsome, he was debonair, and he was super brilliant at everything, and he was going to win at the end. That's all you needed to know. Although that can also work against you with horror, which is why I don't like a lot of horror films, because the likes of Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, I got to be honest with you guys, I know they're hugely popular. I find them incredibly boring, because for the same reason as with heroes, with them, I know they're going to bloody win, because I know you want to make another film about them. So what's the point watching the film? I already know the end. And with horror films, you know, it's always the same thing, and I find them certainly them type, I find them very, very tedious. I have watched a few horror films where I thought the concept of them was very clever. One of the recent ones, a lad at work I work with, me and him chat about films all the time, and one that we said we were very impressed with recently was It Follows. Brilliant idea. What a superb idea that one was. Get Me Out was another one, which, you know, really good. Anyway, going off on a tangent again, which is bad for me to do. The fact there's a lot of effort goes into creating one. You know, the design on the armour, the thought that went into thinking of a Balrog. And even when they bring a character in just for a film, like who's only going to be in the one film, and albeit very briefly, they still stopped, really thought about it. Case in point, Lurtz and Darth Maul, who we've already talked about. Incidentally, I think red lightsabers look way better than all the other colours. I love the colour black. You know, as soon as somebody comes along all dressed in black, to me, it looks really, really cool. I can remember as a kid, I used to get really annoyed because I used to watch the cartoon He-Man, and I used to get so frustrated that they never let Skeletor win. Not once, not one. All you got at the end was He-Man with his bulging muscles and his shiny teeth and his beautiful blonde hair, giving us a lesson in life. You know, and I was like, actually, no, I'm learning more of Skeletor, thank you very much. This guy keeps getting knocked back. No one thinks he's ever going to win, but he keeps trying. He keeps having another go. And also all his henchmen in that were like very cleverly thought of. You know, He-Man, they were just like people and a cute little Ocko, whatever his name was, and all that. And all the, you know, Trapjaw and all them and Beastman, they all looked cool. They all looked good. They were all thought about how they were going to do them, and that's what you had to do. I'm Evil Lynn. I know this is going to sound really weird, but I just think she was like really, really sexy. I think that goth look is very attractive anyway. I really do. You know, it was like, you know, Kate Blanchett, who I know is an incredibly beautiful woman anyway, who did Galadriel, but oh my God, when she did Hela on Ragnarok, oh, that was like, apart from Carl Urban, I think Carl Urban is like one of my favourite actors. That was one of the best things in Ragnarok. Again, you had a villain who was, you know, I liked her look. Her look was incredible, but she was also funny and entertaining in it as well. And that's another thing quite often with villains, they're entertaining. You know, I'm not a DC fan, but look at the massive popularity of Heath Ledger's Joker. Prior to that, Jack Nicholson's Joker. And I have no interest in DC at all, but you can't knock the massive popularity of villains done right and done well. So it's just, they just appeal to me. They just appeal to me. I won't ever have a collection of bright colours. You know, it's Lord of the Rings isn't like that. It's not like Marvel, where if you collect Marvel, even Thanos is brightly coloured, you know, blue and gold and everything else. Lord of the Rings is very sort of dark and grimy, and even you could argue the heroes themselves, certainly Aragorn, Boromir and Gimli, are equally dressed in dark colours. Recently been reading about Ungoliant in Silmarillion. And yeah, so it's that, and obviously reading about Morgoth, it's really good to get an insight into Morgoth himself. Again, a very dark character, huge presence, and, you know, not seen on film yet, on screen. Will we see him in Amazon's TV series? The trailer for that comes out later today, in about 14 hours, I think it is, by which time I'll be tucked up asleep in bed. But I'm hoping to, what I'm planning to do is just get up a few minutes early in the morning, and hopefully someone will have stuck it on YouTube. I'm sure they will, so I'll watch it then. I'm going to wrap this video up now, but basically, for any of you who were, I'm going to do a video on this after I've seen the trailer, but any of you who were sort of wondering where I am at the moment with the release of the Vanity Fair images, I've got to say I'm concerned with the Amazon TV series. I'm concerned. I've watched a couple of people discussing those images yesterday, and whereas some of the things they were saying, it doesn't bother me. I'm quite happy to sit, and I will sit and watch the TV series, but other things that they were bringing up were very valid points. And I don't like some of the things that were being said by Amazon in the Vanity Fair article. It's yeah. Now let's see. Let's give them benefit of the doubt. You know, I'm not going to be one of them ones that's going to get myself all, oh God, it's going to be a pile of crap. It's going to, I knew this had happened. I knew. Let's just give them a chance to see what they do. Let's see what they do. As of filming this, we are literally, I think, three shy of 200 subscribers. How fab is that? So please, if you're watching these videos and you haven't done yet, be one of the three to get me to that next major goal of 200 subscribers. That'd be superb. Appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to watch these, and especially all of you who keep leaving me the comments. Keep them coming, guys. I try to get back to each and every one of you. If for any reason I haven't, I apologise. It's probably because I haven't seen it or it hasn't notified me. Yeah, I'll be doing a couple more videos obviously in the coming week, so I'll catch you all then. Enjoy your Sunday, your last day. You're the same as me, your last day off before going back to work. No, I don't mind, to be honest with you. Yeah, so I'll catch you all on the next video. As ever, stick it in the comments, guys. Anything you want to say or let me know about. What do you think to the Rings of Power? Are you looking forward to seeing the trailer? Are you looking forward to the TV show? Are you maybe now a few red flags flipped up? And obviously, going back on topic, this video was about, how would you sit with villains? You know, have you got favourite villains? I know a lot of you have got some villains in your collections and all that. Maybe you're someone who collects the horror ones and you completely disagree with me. I know the horror ones that I don't like, they are very, very popular. But as ever, stick in the comments. I'd love to hear your points of view. Anything you want me to bring up in the future or cover, let me know. As ever, guys, hit the notification bell, like, please subscribe. It'd be great if we get to 200 in this coming week. And I will catch you all on the next video, and I appreciate you all for watching. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm going now. Ta-ra.